Hello, everybody. My name is CJ Hamidi, and I'm the Director of Business Development here at Detego. We're very excited to spend the next hour with you to discuss the Detego Rapid Triage meets AI Analytics and how you can discover Detego Analyze AI Plus, and most importantly, our brand new, hot off the presses, all new Express Triage feature that we've just added in our most recent release, 4.15. With me is Mike Bates, and Mike is the head U.S. trainer, senior sales engineer. So we are going to be a couple housekeeping notes. We're going to be recording today's presentation for everybody who registered, and there will be a follow-up email. But without further ado, just to kind of set the expectations here, I'm going to run through some slides, and then I'm going to pass the baton over to Mike, and Mike is going to do the demo portion for today. And we'll probably spend the last 5 or 10 minutes doing Q&A. So obviously feel free to ask questions. I believe, as you can see, there's a little chat button where you can ask questions. So we'll be kind of monitoring that as well. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and turn my camera off and start the PowerPoint presentation. Just a few slides here. Hopefully everybody can see the slides. Mike, can you give me a verbal yes?
Yes, sir. We're good to go.
Let's get this party started. As I said before here, we want to thank you for joining our exclusive demonstration of the Detego, some of our solutions that are really revolutionizing digital investigations worldwide. We're excited to provide everyone some insights into our latest triage technology, which can actually identify crucial media files up to 6 times faster than previous. Mike Bates and I will also showcase our advanced features of our Analyze AI Plus, including some of our cutting-edge semantic search capability that really goes above and beyond traditional keywords and hash matches to help investigators and analysts uncover concepts, emotions, and complex patterns. You're also going to experience our rapid AI-powered facial recognition tool that's 2 times faster than the industry norm, and we'll also explore some of our multi-language OCR technology, real-time translation, transcription capabilities. And we're excited to really show you how all of these tools can really empower you, whether you're in the military, law enforcement, corporate, state, local, federal. How do we eliminate the backlogs? How do we expedite case closures? Well, we're excited to hopefully you'll see how. And really discover how Detego can revolutionize every facet of your on-scene and lab-based investigation. So let's go ahead and jump in. I'll fly through the slides. We'll get to the good stuff. Detego's been around for 20 years, offices all over the globe, a handful here in the States. One of our mottos is that, we're really around to help eliminate and better the industry. The devices are only getting bigger, and there's data is only getting larger. So our solutions are being chosen more and more every day, kind of the preferred choice for acquisition, analyzing, triaging, reporting on evidence and intelligence. So headquartered in the UK, been around for 20 years, got 70 partners in 36 countries, and as I said before, I think, 10 offices now across the globe. Customer base, this is just a small sample size. It doesn't matter if it's borders, if it's Homeland Security, if it's some of our state and local and federal, state police. We're big in the ICAC world. E-discovery is becoming more and more prevalent. We have white papers and case studies and referrals really for anyone that you can kind of think of, being that we do so many different things. Again, several case studies that we have. We always have a plethora of white papers and referrals to share. This is just a couple here. I'm not going to bore you with those, but it doesn't matter if it's a state police, a cyber, internet ICAC investigator. We're really, making our customers happy. So we'll start by talking a little bit about our rapid triage meets AI analytics. As I'd mentioned before, the Express hash scan. Say that 3 times fast. Triage. So our Detego Field Triage is our portable digital forensics tool. It's perfect for field-based investigators to acquire and act on data that you capture from a PC, a laptop, or a server. It is, configurable, and you can very quickly, in a matter of seconds, really, acquire things like username and passwords, hashes, keywords. We have a patented stoplight system that we'll spend some time on and show you how you can actually see your hash hits, your keyword hits through our patented stoplight system, and how you can really take it to the next level with our all new Express hash scan mode, increasing those speeds by about 6-fold. So I think you'll be impressed. Secondly, all Detego customers, whether you're using our all-in-one Detego Ultimate Suite, or maybe you're just using Triage, you get access to what's called Analyze AI Plus. This is your control and command center. This is your central hub. This is where you get to utilize all of our different analytical processes that we'll be talking about today, whether it's face recognition, whether it's OCR technology. There's, again, a lot of automation here. So all of your exhibits, no matter it comes from a computer, a thumbstick, a phone, a hard drive, they're all housed here, and you get to use, again, the facial recognition, the semantic search, and all the other bells and whistles that we have. So excited to spend some time on Analyze AI Plus as well. We'll also be spending a little bit of time on our Fusion. So our Fusion is our link analysis tool. So this kind of really helps people associate those previously unassociated connections between people, cases. An example would be if you have several cases or exhibits housed in Detego Analyze. One could be a thumbstick, one could be a phone, one could be a computer, one could be a hard drive. You can really connect those dots and really expose those hidden links between those exhibits, find those needle in a haystack connections that you didn't know existed between, it could be a call event, a message, a credential, banking information, financial data, keywords, and rapidly identify and link those suspects quickly. And all of the valuable features of Analyze AI Plus is again, it's worth, we think, thousands of dollars, and it really comes for free if you do choose to partner with Detego. So we're best known for having the world's fastest imager. With the imager comes Detego Analyze AI Plus. If you're interested in just Triage, you do get Analyze AI Plus as well. Media acquisition, that would be for any kind of loose media. It gives you the ability to forensically image and analyze multiple removable devices simultaneously. And then lastly, our mobile piece, Detego MD, powered by GMB Soft. This is our mobile platform. It works with about 35,000 phones, unlocks most of the new Samsung phones, S series. So it's really going to be strong, again, more so for Android as well. So if you're ready, I think we're ready. We're excited to go ahead and get this live demo started. I am going to pass the baton over to my compadre, Mr. Mike Bates. So without further ado, Mike, the floor is yours.
Thank you, sir, for that great introduction, as always. I'm going to share my screen. So we have that. Okay, we have my screen now. As CJ mentioned, there are tons of things that our software can provide for you. So we're going to focus in on a few today. And obviously, if anybody needs more information, we'd be glad to sit down with you, have a little web demonstration, show you all the features, because there is quite a bit out there. But what we're going to focus in on today are a couple of things: the field triage, the new Express hash scan, which has 6 times faster than it used to be, and just blazing speeds to be able to get through your hash validations out there and hash matching and checking of systems on scene. And then we'll dive into a bunch of the AI and stuff that's built into our software itself. So a little bit of background about the field device and the Express hash scan. The way that we license our software for the field triage, if you've never seen, is pretty much on a thumb drive like this one. So you see in my camera, this is a 256 gig thumb drive. And with the software, what I do is I just actually, takes about 10 minutes. I use my software, as you see on the screen, and we can actually just license this out, put the software on this drive, and then you can carry this drive around with you on your keychain, in your pocket, in your go bag, wherever you need to. And you can do all your triage just from this one device alone. So with this device, I'm going to plug it into my laptop here so you can see what it looks like, and I will show you what you get. Okay, as far as the software on the actual drive itself, you license it out. Kind of looks similar to this as you see the window files here. The software is all set here, ready to go. It doesn't take up tons of space, and then you have it at your beck and call when you're on scene to be able to do what you need to do as far as starting things up. The way the software starts is simply click on config. That's the application, and that will run the software. And it brings you up to our start page here. We're only going to focus in on one little section of this today. As I said earlier, there's tons of stuff that our field triage can do for you as far as the world's fastest imager over here on the right, the ballistic imager. If you haven't seen it, you need to book an appointment with us to see it. Everyone comes to see that. They usually don't believe it until they see it. And then once they see it, they're usually a customer. So that's definitely one that you should actually reach out to us if you've never seen before, because you need to see that with your own eyes to believe it. Then we have a bunch of the profiles we use for triage. You can create different profiles for different people, for different types of investigations, save them on your actual field device, that one thumb drive that we have, and you're good to go. Focus today is on this express hash scan. So if this is for media files only, what it does is it goes out there and it targets whatever locations you put in the settings menu, whether it's directories, full systems, user directories, whatever you're talking about. And then it'll go out and identify just those files that are either images or videos, perform hashes on only those files, compare against your hash list, and instantaneously get those hits. CJ mentioned earlier about the traffic light system. We have the red, amber, and green ring. You'll see that as I do this today when I do my scan live for you to see how it works. So you'd simply go to the target computer, plug that thumb drive in with the software like I did, click on config, you start here, and then I would click on express hash scan to start the software. Once the software is started, you kind of see a little bit of our field triage mode that we're not going to cover today, but there's all different options you can do over here as far as obtaining data live on scene with your triage to go through stuff. It's set up to do the express hash scan. So as you see on the right-hand side, it's asking you, what are you looking to extract from what directories? You want all user directories? You can select all user directories. You only want a couple of them? Just select the couple you want. Whatever you select will be considered in the search profile when the software goes out there and identifies all potential files that are either videos or image files. You can also go and target different partitions, different drives. As you see here, I have an external drive. This drive I have attached to the back on a USB drive. That it will go out and search that as well. We could turn that off. I can do the whole OS or just do partition drives. So it's up to you what you want to select to have search for files to be hashed. Down here, you have your hash matching is already highlighted and checked because that's what the express hash scan is set for. You would simply come over and select which hash values you're looking to search against. So there's the hash manager pops up. You can search for all your lists or just select one or two that you're interested in. For this demonstration, I'm going to run a check on 15 different hashes for this simulation I have here, searching for Dubai stuff and Dubai airport. So there's 15 hash files I have that I'm interested in finding to see if they're on this target computer. So I just upload my hash list to this field device. It's on the thumb drive ready to go, and I can go out and search. You're also allowed the ability to search files only above a certain size. So you can actually change the size here so you're not getting the small files, the system files, things you're not interested in. And remember, this software goes out there and only identifies images and video files and then performs hashes on those. So the speed comes in there. So with my settings, I'm going to go out, user directories, I'm going to look for Mike, I'm going to look for public, and I'm going to search the Z drive, which is a partition on my laptop that we're speaking on right now, and have it match for any hashes that are in that Dubai hash list I have of 15 files there. Simply come down, click run. The system will shut down and restart with the new settings I have just applied. So you will get those. It will start up in a minute. As it starts up, we'll walk through, but it goes pretty quickly. So just know that the process is going out there, searching those areas that we just identified by checking off, looking for any files that match either an image file or a video file. So it's going to scan all the files, and it's going to make a separate queue of anything that it identifies as a video or an image file. Once that's done, it will actually hash those files that are left that have been identified and compare those against the hash list that you provided. It happens real time, so as the hashes come in, you will start to see hits pop up on the screen. So if you notice in the middle, you'll see the current file. It's going through the recycle bin, so it's doing the user directory. At the bottom left, you'll see it's scanning. It's got scanned through 80, 90,000 files already, and it's found 43 that meet the format of either a video or an image file. While it's scanning, you have an overview. You'll see stuff happening in here. You have the audit trail or the log file that indicates date and timestamp, everything that you do as far as injecting your field device onto this computer. And then we have a profile and extractions detail page, which allows the examiner to change the exhibit name, add some notes. It does take a couple screenshots. You have the ability to open the screenshot tool and take more screenshots along the way. So you can add those to your case file. And then just continue to watch as it scans all these files. So in the C drive, in the user directory that we selected, it's actually going through. It's almost up to 500,000 files checked. Of those, it found 43 of the format that we're looking for. It's now going to hash those 43 before it goes on to the next disk scan. If you notice in the top right, the identifier here, which was blank before, is now red, and it's telling me that I have two hashes matched. So with those hashes matched, I can automatically go out and look at those right now without even worrying about what the rest is going on. So if you look at the right again, you'll see that it found 8,038 images. It's going through and hashing those now from the disk. But let's go see what the results are of what we found as far as matches right away. Click on the matches, and you'll see there were 2 matches of the hashes in the recycle bin and 1 in the actual user directory. You can double click on that. You'll get some more information on it, some metadata on the side, where it was found, size, access, modified, created, and actually the hash values of it, with a nice review of what it is. That is happening live as you're going. So if this is something that you were looking for on this computer or the suspect computer, you know you could stop at this point, go back, take the computer with you, apply for a search warrant, whatever you need to do in that particular situation. You could officially just click next and skip this and it would go to the end, or abort the whole mission because you already have the details you need. But it's quick. It's going to keep running here. So we're almost halfway through hashing the second set of images. Another thing to note up here on the top right, you can actually view all the disks and connections that are on this computer that you're actually plugged into with your field device. So you can make sure you didn't miss anything in the original step, and you can see what they are. This one indicates the orange that it was actually locked with BitLocker, but obviously it's unlocked because we're on my machine and running it that way. So it continues to go through. Again, everything's timestamped as it's happening. It gives you how long it took. 43 files were hashed in 5 seconds. It looked through 518,880 files in 61 seconds, and 43 of those fit the search criteria, meaning pictures or videos. They were hashed out in matches. And as you see, the hash matches are still growing here. So we're almost coming to an end of all the files found, but we found 15 matches so far. Again, you can come back in here, take a look at them, see what the files are. If you don't like the thumbnail view, you can go to the table view. It gives you a little more kind of an Excel spreadsheet look-like view. The thumbnail view is always a favorite because you can see exactly what they look like. And it tells you right now the extraction has been completed. So in 3 minutes and 22 seconds, it just finished the last section of hashes there. Here's your list, your log file. Again, you can go back and look at these simply by clicking on this button and seeing which files they were. Highlight it, zoom in on it, see what you have as far as matches. And also, you get a report when you're done. So there's a report included. The report will list all the jobs that were done, the time they took, what was found, how many were scanned, how many were hashed, how many were scanned, how many were hashed, any kind of messages that came through. And if you actually go to the file, it will open up the HTML report to show you all all the hashes that were matched, where they were. So there were 11 hashes out of the 15 that matches with 15 hits. So a couple were the same one in the recycle bin, where they were located, what the actual hash value was. And you have your 2 reports there indicating all that. So kind of the quick, easy way to go in, minimal hardware, 1 thumb drive, plug into a computer with your hash list ready to go, scan the computer quickly just to find those files you're interested in, and only hash the ones that are necessary so you're not hashing the entire drive. As you see, it would have been 518,880 files we would have had to hash. Instead, we whittled that down to 43 that fit the profile, being video and images, and then perform the hash that way. Again, Traffic light system in the top there. If you're doing keywords on Triage, it'll turn amber. If you're doing hashes like we did today, it'll be red. If none are found at the end, it'll be green. So it's just a nice, easy way for investigators to be able to multitask out on scene and just see that quick color change up here. If it was a case where you had keywords and hashes, this donut or this ring would be filled proportionally with each color. So if there were 20 keywords, it would be a piece of the pie would be 20% of keywords. The rest would be hashes. So you get a nice visual bright in the corner of the screen while you're multitasking and handling all your other tasks going on at the same time to be able to see what you have, whether it's keywords or hashes matched. I don't see any questions coming in there. I'm just going to pause for a second before we move off of this. We can always come back and revisit it, but I'm just going to pause for a second while I switch gears to see if anybody has any questions.
Looks like we're good, Mike.
If we are good, I am good. I will continue onward. Okay, so those of you that have never seen the software before and are not familiar with it, just going to give you a quick walkthrough before we hit all the AI and the AI plus stuff we have. This is the home screen of Detego Analyze and Detego Analyze AI plus. As CJ mentioned, it's kind of our command and control center where everything gets done and everything gets taken care of. You see big buttons, easy to use, easy to read, easy to get around. The middle button is where you would go to license out that field device that I just showed you how to operate there, whether it's ballistic imager or the field triage or both on the same device, which I have. You come in here, you'd simply create a new one. Like I said, 10 minutes to license it. Once the 10 minutes licensing is done, really a slow learning curve of maybe a half an hour, 45 minutes to get up to speed on how to run it. And then you're off to the races with your own little triage kit in your pocket on one thumb drive. So that's one tab of here. The second tab is how we can acquire a bunch of different media types. I'll just show you what some of the options are. A physical disk that's attached to this system, a mounted drive, an image file that had been pre-imaged from somewhere else, just a directory of something connected, whether it's a thumb drive or a storage media. We do offer a media and tablet option, as CJ mentioned, and we do have some network agent stuff that we can do remote acquisition. Again, there's a lot out there that we do. We don't have time to do it all today, so we're going to focus. I'm just giving you a brief overview of the system and what it looks like. From the home page, Analyze and Manage is where all of our evidence cases are housed. So as CJ mentioned earlier, when you bring data in, whether it's brought in from a ballistic image, whether it's brought in from a field device, or whether it's brought in from some media acquisition, we can also import and accept cases that were done in Celebrate. So if you have a Celebrate UFDR or Celebrate Reader Report, you can bring that in. An extraction from Gray Key. GMD Soft is our mobile partner, so anything from GMD will come in here. If you have MSAB, you can actually import MSAB data in here and then use our analytical tools on the back end. So we accept a bunch of different formats to be imported into our software to use all the AI that you will see in a few minutes. So it's not just application for us. You can actually bring other software extractions in and use our analytics on the backside to make your life easier. The settings menu or the configuration tab will let you go through and set up your hash list that we just used on the other field device. So you can make your hash list here. You can import your own hash list. You can create them from scratch. The Dubai one that I did, I created from scratch. Text file with line delimiters, just made a text file, imported here so we had it. That was the one I created. You can also take care of your keyword lists and your tags in here. So anything you want to do as far as analytics on the back end, you can do here. I should note that we have tons of system tags in here. So you'll see the some of the artificial stuff we have in the background, the AI. When things get tagged by our system, these system tags will pop up on our data. So you'll see some of these when I run some of the demonstrations as far as system tags that happen. You can create your own tags very simply. Tag, name it, come up with a icon for it, give it a color. You can give it a key shortcut, save it into a group or no group, keep it alone, and you're all set to have your own tags. So very easy to make your own tags and be on your way. One other thing to talk about before we jump into the AI is exporting. So any case that's brought in here, and just to show you an example, if you made a ballistic image of a computer with the world's fastest imager we have, and have your data here all parsed out, it looks like this. Big tabs, again, different data type file separators here in text, so you know where you're going. This looks the same for a computer. It looks the same for an iPhone that was extracted. It looks the same for a thumb drive. It looks the same for anything that's brought into our software. So the user or the examiner doesn't kind of get that sticker shock of only phone in one software, only computer in another software. They all kind of blend together. So having them blend together is a great way to use our link analysis tool, which is included with the software called Fusion. To show you how this works, I'm going to go over and grab 5 different data types. So I'm going to take a Samsung S9 Android phone that I did a partial extraction on, not a full phone, just a partial extraction. A regular 32 gig thumb drive, the Samsung S9 that I did a complete extraction on, an iPhone that I did a complete extraction on, and a field triage of a computer like we just did there with only images and video. So a thumb drive, a computer, and 2 different types of phones, things you wouldn't normally see together or compare together. Now with them highlighted, I can simply click on Fusion. Fusion brings up the link analysis options. Are you looking to link locations together with geolocation data, or are you looking to link data together and artifacts together? We'll look at the artifacts. It brings up the query builder and says, wait a minute, you have these 5 data types selected as being comparing to each other. What are you looking to compare between these? What kind of artifacts? You can deselect them all. You can select individual things if you're looking for just call events or contacts, say, and messages, all the way down to keywords that have been hit and matched on different items. So you can select them all. You can select whatever you want to, and then you simply click Generate Links. The Generate Links will come over and kick out a graph for you. So just by dragging the mouse around on the screen and using the scroll wheel, I can zoom in and out. Across the top of the screen, you'll notice there's color coded. So each one of those data points I brought in, the different data extractions, are color coded now for ease of use on the screen so I can tell which is which. If you zoom in on any one of them, say this Samsung partial, and you double click on it, it will show you the data types that it had in common with other data ports in this section here. So you see it had some applications, had a contact, a file, a message. You can then zoom back out. You can move these around if you don't like the format they're in or the shape they're in. And then more importantly, between the items, you can come down and say, what's in common between these? So let's say this Samsung Live I did and this iPhone. So 2 different devices. The scenario is somebody says, oh, I have that. This is my phone. I don't know whose phone that is. I've never seen it. There are 7 connections. You click on the link. On the right-hand side, it shows you there are 4 file hashes that match, 1 file name, 1 message, and 1 installed app that are in common between these 2 devices that are allegedly not linked to anybody. If you click on any one of these items, it opens up the link tab. Again, color-coded. Blue is the Samsung, red is the iPhone, and you'll see the 2 items that are there compared together. It shows where they were located on each device, what they are, when they were modified, access created, and their hash value. If you want to see exactly what they are, you simply double click on it. It opens up our Omni viewer, which is used throughout our software, has a built-in magnifier, so you can just scroll in and out. It has all of the information on the side, so if you need to see the hex, you want to see what the actual picture is, if there are notes attached to it, and then on the right-hand side of the properties. So just by clicking that simple, five different data types, coming over here and saying, I want to compare and see what's in common with all these, and you look at this graph, you actually have links between all these devices that you probably would never have been able to see the links of between before, just because of the different data types being housed in different forensic type of software. So again, that's Fusion. It's built into the software. If you have the software, it comes with it. There's no upcharge. It's quick, it's easy, and it's a great way to compare any type of data you have from any data set that you brought in your evidence list here to compare for any commonalities. Also, while you're here, any data set that you have and that you've gone through, whether it's a cell phone from Celebrate, it's a field triage from us, it's anything you have, you can actually come in, do your tagging, do your investigating, do all your information that your research you're doing on this case, and then export it out into what we call a portable viewer. So the portable viewer will allow the forensic examiner After they've added their notes and tags and everything else they want to for the case, export that out, either the whole exhibit or portions of the exhibit, out to a data file with an executable program that goes with it. You can then provide this portable viewer either on a thumb drive or a server, hand it to somebody else. That person does not need a Detego license to actually view the software. When they open it up, it will look similar to this without all the job cues being able to be around in the background. That examiner or that person can then actually go in and add notes and tags and then provide it back to you. So you could actually create a case pretty much hands off, have it exported out to somebody else, let them do some work on it, and then send it back to you, or they can just generate stuff from there. So it's just a nice, easy format to export out. You don't need a software license, so anyone can view it. It's great for providing to attorneys, review boards, anyone that doesn't have the software but needs to see what you are showing them. You can just export out as portable viewer. Okay, now we're going to jump into the AI. So the first one we're going to talk about is the facial recognition. The way our facial recognition software works is, you saw in the beginning where the keyword lists were, the hash lists were. If you notice it, we have one called face watch list. So the way our facial recognition works is you create a face watch list. So you would actually supply a picture, a couple pictures, as many pictures as you have of a subject, and that's your watch list, which the AI will then analyze, and then you can use that to run against any kind of image files that come in. So think of it just like a keyword list. You generate your keyword list. You have that keyword list searched against your data files. You find hits and matches that match the keywords. Same thing with the face. So this face list right here, it's this one called May. I'm going to show you what it looks like. It's just 8 images that were uploaded of this person, which the AI then analyzes, comes up with a profile, and says, okay, that's just May. We're going to use just May to go out and search against image files for. So you can create as many of these as you want. You can combine. This one at the top has 3 different people with all their faces in there, so you can have a multiple match. But you upload your images, as many or as few as you have, and that is your new face watch list that goes out there, so you can compare and contrast images to. To show you what it looks like, this is an exhibit that was brought in of 674 different picture files or image files. We're going to go over the jobs in a minute, but the job that was run in the background is the facial recognition, and you'll see here it found 12 potential matches. So the 2 ways to look at your exhibit now is the old-fashioned way of, all right, let's open up the 674 images, see what we have in there. And you'll notice those little tags are the system tags I talked about earlier. These are saying, hey, there's some facial recognition matches against your face watch list. If you hover over it, it tells you that this was a match on Clarkson, and it's 81.24% confident that that's a match. So you can do that with all these little images and find out where they were. Or the easier way is look at the jobs that were run. Sorry, I double clicked there. Give me a second. You look at the jobs that were run and the facial recognition, it tells you it found matches, view results. It will do the filtering for you, so you don't have to look through all the images. You can actually just come up to the results of the facial recognition match of the job queue. So here they are here. There's 3 in this picture that matched. So it's very simple. You upload and create your own face watch list in the configuration tab, like I said. And then when you're in your evidence, you just simply run that job queue in the background and have it go out and do the facial recognition matches in the background. Simple. Create your own watch list. I like to tell everybody, just think of it as a keyword list or a hash list. It's just a face list instead. So once you make that face list, you can use that and save it and search it across any kind of data you bring in at any point in time. I've mentioned job queues a few times, and we looked at the jobs here. So if you've never seen the software, it's kind of our bread and butter. I'm just going to jump to it quickly. I could spend 2 days explaining it and going through it all, but just to show you kind of what it looks like and what it all means, and then we'll do the last couple AI features. Job queues are kind of the bread and butter of Detego Analyse AI+. Job queues let you build specific queues of forensic jobs you want done on whatever data you bring in. So just picture it having a whole collection of USB thumb drives or thumbsticks brought in that you want to do the same thing over and over because the same type of case, whether it's a child investigation case or some kind of case, and you want to do the same project, the same forensics examination on it over and over. It's very simple to create a job queue like this one called USB image card that I made. This one has 5 jobs in it. So I know when I plug a thumb drive in, I want it to do the same thing every time. So this is the job I'm going to run every time, the USB image card for this particular type of case. What this job will do is it will go out there, perform a logical extraction, then carve for deleted, process any XF data. If there are any image files on there with text in it, it will OCR that image to text and then index that text so it's now searchable. So just have that run those 5 jobs in the background. Don't tie up the whole machine. Don't tie up your afternoon. Don't run every single job we have. Just do the jobs you need and then get your data out you want. The job queues are simple to make. There's just so many of them that you can vary them and alter them the way you want. As you see, I have a bunch here that I made different ones. They're simple to make. The way it works is you just come create a new job. There are 4 different areas. One is the acquisition, one is the analytic, reporting, and exporting. The way you build a job is on the left-hand side. You say, how do I want to acquire this data? Well, I'm just looking for a logical extraction. Kick it to the right-hand side. It gives you many options here to dig down the weeds, or you can just leave it generic and just do a regular logical. You want to do some file carving for deleted. You can set only certain types of files or just leave it as generic. And then as you see, slowly build your job queue and save it however you want to. You want to report here so you can see how many files you carved out after you did the carve. Here's a report. Throw a report in there. You want to go back in and run analytics. And this is where all the AI is built in. 27 different jobs that you can have run in the background. Anything from translation tool, transcribe and translate audio files, OCR to text. It goes on and on and on. And we're going to go through a couple of the main features here. But just know they're all here, available for you just to quickly build your job queue and have it saved. You can even export the data out, as I mentioned earlier, to a portable viewer. So when you plug in a thumb drive, say run this job, kick it out to a portable viewer, hand it off to someone else. You don't even have to look at it. Everything's done by these job queues in the background. Okay, enough with job queues. Let's get back out to the meat and potatoes. So we did facial recognition. The other 2 that I'd like to talk about and show you today, some of the 2 other greatest ones that came out. One is audio and video transcribe and translation. So it allows any video file or audio file that you bring in. It will translate to English if it's not English, and then transcribe all the wording into a text file, which is now searchable and indexable. So you can index those words and search it. So just picture a video file that you no longer have to watch and try to figure out what's going on. If it's a 4-hour interview with somebody, you can just go back and say, search for this keyword. Did they ever say green pickup truck? Search for green pickup, and guaranteed it pops up in there. You don't have to know. It'll tell you right where to go in the file. You don't have to actually go back in and listen to the 4-hour video. To show how this one works, I grabbed a video off YouTube, just a generic video. And just because we did the job, I'm going to show you what the job queues entailed on this particular case. I brought it in logically. I did the audio transcribe and translate. I did another job called video frame processor. And why I mentioned that is because I did it just on a whim, and it came up with some great results. So I like to show everybody how it worked. I then put OCR to text. So any image files that were found, it would actually do text to OCR to text, and then I index any text. So just to give you a little heads up, the video frame processor takes your video file as it's playing, and at intervals you select, it just grabs a screenshot, so it makes JPEG files. So as you see, it extracted 40 frames from my video file. So I started with one video file. I now have 40 frames extracted. Out of those 40 frames, it managed to find 2,282 words that were in the video frames because they were extracted. Now, keep in mind, these words might not have been said in the video, so they might not have been searchable. But now, because I did this video frame processor, they're now indexed and now searchable. So with that being said, back to the evidence. One video file, the video frame processor was run, so you now have 40 picture files. And I'll show you what that looks like, because these are the video frame processor files that the job did in the background. as you see, this first one, you can see the system tags here. It did identify words and it did find some keyword matches, but just to show you what it looked like, these words were not said out loud in the video, so they would not be searchable, but because the OCR actually found these and dug all these words out, they are now searchable. So just another offshoot of some jobs that were run that I didn't expect to have those results, but the results came out as a great learning lesson for me. I'm going to click video just to show you what it looks like. The transcribe and translate feature actually puts closed captioning, I call it, on the bottom of the screen. So you'll see the words put on there by Detego, which were not on the original video. And then I'll stop it after a few seconds and show you the indexing and how powerful it is. So here's the video.
This video is brought to you by Guardio.
You
Stick
see
around to
the
hear more about their
closed
cybersecurity
captioning on there,
program extension.
put on by
All right,
Detego.
today's video isn't as flashy, I guess I'll say, as some of my recent coverage.
There you see the words flying across the screen. Like I mentioned, we did do some video frame processing to make some JPEGs. That's where they were searchable because of the OCR. But the most important feature is this is now indexed into a file, timestamped. So everything that's said in this video is now searchable. So you no longer have to go listen to the whole video again. I ran some keywords against it. You can actually print this out by the button at the bottom. So as soon as you run this process, you can print this out for someone else to read, whether there's another investigator that wants to look at it while you're listening. But most importantly, I ran some keywords against it, and the keyword hits show you exactly in the video file where they're said. So I searched for Facebook. You now know at 1 minute and 16 seconds to 1 minute and 21 seconds, he's going to say the word Facebook. Same thing with fake news. Here it is twice in the video. Misinformation's here, so you can actually search the audio from a video file by searching for words now, just by running that one process in the background. It's easy, it's quick, it will save tons of time, I guarantee it. And then you throw in another process like the video frame processor, and all of a sudden you have all these extra words that you can search for that were not even said in the video file. So it's kind of up to you once you play with the software to see how powerful the jobs are, and when you combine them together, you actually get more versatility by combining jobs together into one queue. All right, how are we doing for time? 41, perfect. All right, the last one we're going to talk about is called the semantic search or visual semantic search. This is geared towards picture files. So when you have a slew of picture files, the way you normally search them, you no longer have to search them that way, and you're going to thank me as soon as you see this. So again, I brought in a folder of picture files, 8,000 picture files just for demonstration purposes. To show you what was run in the background again, to see the process. You'll see the picture and video analytics was run, but more importantly, the Detego Visual Indexer is the one that will get you this semantic search option and capabilities. Once this is run, when you come back and look at your actual data files and look at the pictures like you normally would, like most examiners do, when they open up, you get 8,000 pictures, and if you're not familiar with Detego, we do them by pages, so there's 144 pictures per page. There's 56 pages of pictures here. Now, I just want to note these pictures are just taken from the internet. They're generic. They're no special naming convention. I don't know the hash values of them. All I know is there's 8,000 pictures, and because I ran that visual indexer job in the background, I now have this brain icon highlighted here saying you can search it semantically. What does that mean for you? I have 8,000 pictures. Someone came and complained and took a complaint out with the police, and they said, I was held captive in a bathroom for the weekend. And I believe this guy might have some pictures of that. So what do? I'm interested in searching for pictures of a bathroom. Now remember, I click search. The AI has already analyzed all these pictures. It's now taking in my words and saying, all right, let's go look for what this guy thinks are pictures of a bathroom. That's what he's looking for. Let's see what we can do. The wheels are working here. From 8,000 pictures, it narrowed it down to 287 that I can see here. So there's 287 pictures out of the 8,000 that the software feels is a picture of a bathroom. Are there going to be some false positives in there? Yeah, it's pretty good. If you're not sure, you don't like the results, there's 3 dots up here you can come up to and say, I want it more strict, or if I wasn't getting enough results, I want it more broad. Simply click apply. It will go back to work. From the 287, I say, can you make it more strict? It cut out about 60 of them. So now these are good pictures Again, you can hover over for a quick view. You can double click it for a nice Omni view with our Omni viewer, just to take a peek at it. So just that quickly, I was able to cut down from 8,000 pictures to 200 pictures of a bathroom, kind of look through it that way. Simple to use, a great feature. You can search for whatever you want to. It's limited to your imagination. Believe me, I play with it all the time, every day. I try to break it. I try to see what I can do. I just typed in screenshots of WhatsApp. It's taking those 8,000 pictures. It's going to go out there and try to find screenshots of WhatsApp, or what it thinks are screenshots of WhatsApp. There you go. You're left with some results. You don't like the results? Make it more broad. Click apply. Another great feature is being able to come up here and instead of typing in a word, say search using a picture. This allows you to upload a full picture, a partial picture, maybe a picture that was half deleted in a cell phone. You recovered it. It's all pixelated, but there's a corner that's not pixelated. Upload that picture, click apply. It will go out and search for items that are similar to that, and it'll give you all the results here. Again, you'll have the capability to go out and say, make it more strict or more broad, and you'd be surprised how many pictures it can find just by looking for either a portion of a picture or a picture that's been cropped or anything else. It will find similar pictures, and if the picture is in here, the original picture, it will definitely find the original picture just by searching AI-wise. And the last bit of information from this actual feature is if you see a picture, so we open these up, 8,000, we start taking a glance. I look, I see motorcycles. Yeah, we're looking for a picture of a motorcycle, but it's definitely not those two. I simply right-click, click on search for similar. The engine starts working. Now, out of these 8,000 pictures, it's saying he's looking for similar pictures to that picture. Never typed the word in there. Didn't mention the word motorcycle. And it came out with 49 pictures of what it considers to be motorcycles. There's a bike in here. Motorcycles everywhere. So just a great way to get through. Just picture, some cell phones, 100,000, 200,000 pictures. You're looking for something specific. Come in here, type it in. It's great for especially those awful ICAC investigations where you have a picture of a room and the same, child, different children appear in the same room with like a blue pillow. Type in pictures containing blue pillow. It'll find any images of a room that have a blue pillow in it. So it might spring load your investigation into a different realm right away without having to go manually search through 150,000 pictures. I am going to pause because I've been rambling on for a long time to see if we have any questions, because that's all of the AI I have for you.
Hey, thanks, Mike. Certainly appreciate that. Monitoring the, turn my camera on. Don't see any questions as of yet. We'll hang out here for a minute or two to let people kind of digest and ask away.
Absolutely. Ask away. And like I said, there's a lot out there. I just breezed through some of the highlights, and there's a lot more in there. So we can go on forever and ever, and we'd like to. If anybody's interested, obviously reach out to us, and we can sit down and go over specifics and walk you through some specifics.
Yeah, and for anybody interested in doing their own one-on-one demo, we're obviously happy to do that. We also would be able to schedule kind of a trial proof of concept for a month or two for those interested, if you want to kind of kick the tires. And then obviously pricing is pretty easy to put together as well, whether it's the triage or the fusion or analyze that comes with both, or the imager. And obviously we're not even talking about some of our mobile stuff that we provide. For those that don't know, we are a true kind of Swiss Army knife all-in-one suite, whether you're doing on-scene forensics, time critical, rapid triage, or if you're the world's fastest imager, perfect for that, or you're doing your deep dive in the lab there, as you can see with the Detego Analyze. What's important to note is that there's a lot of automation. You can have Detego do the heavy lift for you, and we can really extract, analyze, report phones, computers, hard drives, thumbsticks, even drones. So there's a lot that we can do to really make your life easier. Appreciate the positive feedback, Megan. We'll just wait another minute here just for questions. Otherwise, what we'll do is give everybody back about a good 10 minutes of their day. A friendly reminder, I believe there will be a follow-up for those who registered, a follow-up email to follow. And I believe you'll be able to find this on the Cyber Social Hub website and in their community. This webinar should be there for a while, if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct, Megan? Yep. Okay. Well, on behalf of Mike and the team at Detego, we certainly appreciate everybody's time. Look forward to speaking to some of you soon. Everybody have a great week. Be safe. And until the next time, take care.
Thank you.